Hello and welcome back. Today we're going through more boxes of coins I've been buying recently. They're stacked up next to me. I'm quite excited to get into them. So I've been buying these coins over the course of, well, since the last time I went through all the Royal Mint coins that I've been purchasing. I have had a peek into the boxes, of course. I've been breaking into the bottom of them just so I can remove my invoices, check the condition of the coin, and also do something with the capsule, which I'll show you on the first, the first one I can. I do that purely because I don't want to. Sometimes I've sat on these for a good few months before I make one of these videos, and I don't want to be opening it and find a really dubbed coin that needs returning and replacing. So I have been saving this bit for the videos because it's quite satisfying. Into the first box then. This is a coin I've been very excited to get ever since it was announced that it was happening. It is, of course, the Darth Vader and the Emperor 50p, the second Star Wars 50p, which came in a couple of brilliant uncirculated coins. This is a BU coin, so they are struck to a higher quality than a coin that is meant to go into circulation. These, sadly, are not going into circulation, but I think that works very well. I quite like the coloured version of it. I think it's quite snazzy, but even without colour, it's definitely a design that works. It'd be interesting to see there are more human faces to be done on the last two of this series. So it'd be interesting to see how convincing that they look. So the base metal, and then we've got silver proof 50p. I'm going to open it up. There it is. Very, very cool. And it's always interesting to see what certificate number you get on these releases. I don't think it really makes an issue. So some people like lower numbers, but I've heard many a story that apparently they're all minted and then they give the certificates out at a semi-random basis. So number one doesn't mean it's the first one struck, but quite a high mintage of these, 12,500. I got number 3092, so pretty cool. Slightly different package for this one. We have got 2023 sixpence. Quite excited to get this first sixpence with King Charles on the obverse. It opens up and it's a card, which was a very handy wedding card with because obviously the sixpence is part of many traditions, including putting one in the shoe of the bride. But yeah, I think last year was the first year I bought the silver sixpence. It's taken a while for these to come out, so if you had a wedding earlier in the year, then you weren't getting any of these as wedding favours or gifts, but I do quite like that one. Next box, again it's a different box, 3 boxes all different. This is again a rather exciting coin. Inside we have the lunar year of the dragon. I must admit, after finding out this year was going to be the year of the dragon, well, it's 2024 dated, so they mint them at the end of the year but date them 2024 the following year. Being that we knew it was going to be year of the dragon, I was quite excited for this design. It's not quite as exciting as I thought it was going to be, but no, historically these lunar year, especially even the BU coins, have done quite well in value. Not that I ever buy anything to make a profit. I don't look to resell, but it's always nice when something you buy does actually perform well financially. And then we have the 1 ounce silver proof. I believe it is 1 ounce, yeah. It's not a £5 silver proof. Let's have a look. Finishments on the capsule, but there we go. It's a stunning design. So what I said about what I do with the capsules, when I receive them, I just make sure that they are sealed properly, because I think that is having an effect on the toning of my coins. The ones that I definitely have turned a little bit further seem to not tone. It's a tiny little extra bit of a turn that you can do. So if you think about a clock face, it's not even a 5-minute turn to seal it up completely, but it's a very cool coin. I did quite like this one. Oh, and the certificate number 1333 of 3898. So yeah. On to the next box. What have we got here? Tolkien. I do keep hearing people say Tolkien and Tolkien, so I'm not a massive Lord of the Rings fan, but I would say Tolkien. This coin we got to see first in the 2023 annual commemorative coin sets. and I think this could be my coin of the year. I really, really like this coin. I think it's a very snazzy design. It was obviously the previous Strike Your Own, which has now changed to the new definitive 50p. Unsure whether that will be the Strike Your Own to the end of the year, whether there's going to be a short run of that one, followed by a Christmas one. But this is obviously the silver proof. Have a peek. It is again gorgeous. I love silver proof £2 coins. They are my favourite because the way that the gold pops compared to the silver in a bit, I think is very, very cool. The outer ring of the silver proof is obviously just gold plated silver, but it is stunning. What number do we get then? 2,426 out of 16. Oh no, 16. 4,500. So quite a limited run of it. Obviously, there's the two mintage figures. So the maximum coin mintage is 5,160. So there were 5,160 silver proof Tolkien £2 coins minted, of which 4,500 went into this presentation, which leaves you what, 660, which would have gone into different sets, I guess. But very cool. Moving on. What's this one? Oh, Dame Shirley Bassey. Ah, this was a coin that I actually had at the time of my last video when I was looking through everything I bought, but I'd stashed it away somewhere so secure I didn't spot it. So it is the latest Music Legends coin. We've had Queen, David Bowie, Elton John, the Rolling Stones, the Police, and now Shirley Bassey. Did I say the Who as well? The Who was another one we've had, in case I didn't mention it. I like it. What I like about these designs is if you were to take out the text, could you tell who the coin was celebrating? I don't think you could with the Police and the Rolling Stones especially. But this one, I think, does a good job of portraying Dame Shirley Bassey. So there's a version of it in colour. These were quite expensive, the colourised £5 coins, compared to what the price of them had been previously, if memory serves. But I do like it. It's a nice. It's nice when there's a bit of colour on it. It doesn't look gimmicky. It actually sort of suits and fits the design. Into this box then, we should have our silver proof. It's a 1 ounce silver proof again, and not a £5 silver proof. And it's just the version that's got. Oh, that's come loose. That happened. Ah, all tightened up. But no, I do quite like that coin. It's the first Music Legend for a while that I really liked. Number 1,113 out of 2,500. So quite a low run of them actually. But there we go. And the next box. Can't find the thing. There it is. We're in. National Heroes. Oh, it's the Lionesses. Now, this one I think could be the best performing coin financially throughout the year, because it was a small window of opportunity you could buy it. It was minted to celebrate the Lionesses winning, is it the Women's European Cup last year? Had they have won the World Cup this year, which they got to the finals of, I think people would have gone crazy and bought loads of it. But historically, it's these reminted designs. If you think about the Pride of England, Pride of Wales £5 BU coins that have done really well in terms of not many people buying them and then being worth quite a bit when the sales figures come out. So I reckon it's a good chance this one. There was only a 3-month window I think it was a 3-month window you could purchase this in as well. Shame that they didn't win the World Cup, because we probably would have got another coin next year, and the more coins the better. Right, silver proof. Is it a £5 coin? Yeah, it's £5 silver proof. Sometimes they are £5 coin, £5 silver proof. Sometimes they're just different ounces with different face values. So a 1 ounce is a £2 coin, isn't it? So yeah, the design we have seen already this year that was on the Raw Mint exclusive proof £5 coins. It's the old round pound design scaled up for a £5 coin. Number 458. We're in 3-digit numbers here. Obviously we don't know what the mintage is, because that hasn't been announced. It's an unlimited mintage up to demand, so it would be really interesting to see exactly how many of them were sold. We've only got 3 boxes left now. Right. Oh, there's paper and boxes and stuff. 350p's. Ah, I remember. So this was the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe 50p. So it's quite a busy design, but they've done it very well. It doesn't look like just one big homogeneous blob. It actually looks, well, you can pick out the details of it. If you think back to the first Winnie the Pooh and Friends, without colour it did just look like a big blob. I was slightly disappointed with this design. There is no lion, no witch, no wardrobe, but I think it's a nice design. I'm not a massive fan of the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, so I'm not going to be the font of knowledge as to whether this best represents the franchise, books, films, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's a nice design. Just a shame that, as I said, I think having a Lion, a Witch and a Wardrobe would have portrayed that a bit better. Version with colour, only a little bit of colour on it. I think I prefer it without the colour, I must admit. It seems a bit odd that you got all this around here that's not got the colour, and then just a little bit into the centre on the characters, but there we go. And then the Queen's Platinum Jubilee 50p. Why have I got one of these then? Well, there was just a Royal Mint discount code, which instead of free shipping or percentage off your purchase, they would throw in an extra brilliant uncirculated coin, which I do already have. But this one, I believe, will have the alternative obverse, so the Queen on horseback. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this. Maybe I'll break it out and spend it, maybe I'll save it for a giveaway in the future, but I'm going to pop that with the other ones and into the silver proof. Right. Ooh, can't get into the box. There we go. Just in again, one of these Perspex cases. It's got a bit more detail around it, which I think does add to it. If you were to display these out, which obviously I don't, we don't want the direct sunlight on them all day, all night. Well, sunlight all night. Ignore I said that. I know there is no sunlight at night time. Although there is some sunlight the other side of the world at night time, but anyway. We're trying to do this in one go, we won't re-edit that. I don't know. Very cool. What number did we get? 1,655 out of 5,000. So it was for a 50p, that's quite a low mintage, but whether it does well on the resale market, I haven't checked into. And the next box. We've got Mary Seacole. A bit annoyed this packaging is a bit... There's a crease all the way across the front of it. I know we are coin collectors, not packaging collectors, but I was not particularly pleased with that. So I thought maybe like on the back you've got this fold, and sometimes I have had ones that they've arrived the other way around, so this fold is on the front of it, but no, it's just some sort of bend in the packaging, but the coin's perfectly fine. I quite like this coin. It's not the most exciting design, but what it did do was draw my attention to who Mary Seacole was. Nurse during the Crimean War. We focused a lot on Florence Nightingale, but not very much on her. So it was quite interesting then digging around into the history of who this person was, to find out, and yeah, educational. That's how coins can be great. Of course, there was another Platinum Jubilee BU 50p. Again, same discount code as the last one that was working, so got an extra one of those. In this box we should have the silver proof. Is it a £5 coin? It is. Pop it open. There we go. Definitely closed. You can see without a great big crease across the front of it. It's a nice portrait, and I like the way that the Union flag works in the back. I think they've done that on this design better than they did on the Windrush 50p. But super stuff. What number did we get? £5 coins aren't as popular, so 642, quite low out of 1,500. So quite high given the limited run of them. And then we wrap up with the most recent one that I have received, although I do have a couple of parcels at the post office which I haven't been able to pick up, so I might have some more stashed away ready for the next one. We've got the latest Tudor Beast coin. It's a set that sort of took over the mantle of the Queen's Beast series, which I really did like. It is the Seymour Unicorn, again 2024 dated coin, which is quite cool. Number 5 of 10, so we're halfway through the Tudor Beast series already. That's amazing. Whether they have a complete coin at the end like they did with the Queen's Beast, I don't know, but yeah. It's a cool set. I think I prefer the Queen's Beast series, and I wonder what big collection's going to replace it in the future. it open. We've got a coin there. It's done up. Yeah, lots of the creatures are ones we have seen in the Queen's Beast series, because obviously these heraldic beasts are passed down the line of succession, so King Henry VIII's beasts would have been passed through the monarchy to the current king. But yeah, a very cool coin. Number 1385 of 5,500. So, whoops, there we go. Pretty cool stuff. So overall, some fantastic coins that I'm very grateful to have been able to add to my collection over the last few months. As I said, I do have some parcels to pick up ready for the next one, and of course the 2023 definitive coins have been released, and I'm eagerly waiting the arrival of those coins as well. So once we got up to a level again that I've got enough boxes to fill a whole video, I'll show you what I've been purchasing. So there might be one before the end of the year, I would imagine so, especially given the amount of coins we're still expecting to come out. Well, let me know in the comments what your favourite coin from the video or that you've recently purchased is. I'd be fascinated to know. Links as ever in the description to my coin collecting Discord server, my other social media channels, and of course the Britannia Coin Company, who I work for as my day job making videos for. And there's the PO Box address if you'd like to write into me too. All it leaves me to do is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye!